On June 2, 2025, former vice chairman of China's Central Military Commission, Xi Jinping, suddenly suffered a heart attack while jogging inside his residential compound. He was rushed to the hospital for emergency treatment, but his life could not be saved. At 7 p.m. that same evening, Xinhua news agency released Xi Jinping's obituary. This immediately reminded many people of another sudden death just a year and a half earlier. Former Premier Li Keqiang, who also died suddenly while exercising during a swim. The similarities between these two sudden deaths are striking. Both men were national-level leaders. One was the number 2 figure in the party, the other the number 2 figure in the military. Both collapsed during physical exercise. One while swimming, the other while running. Both were rumored to have had strained relationships with Xi Jinping. Neither had any widely reported serious illness beforehand. And in both cases, the progression from onset to death was extremely sudden, with official media remaining vague and avoiding details. Because of this, many overseas self-media commentators concluded that both men were killed on Xi Jinping's orders, especially Li Keqiang. They argued that a large amount of publicly available information contained suspicious details. Some influencers even made emotional statements like, "I've lived past 80 and you died at 68. I owe you an apology. You were only 68, right in your prime. How could you be gone already? You had no illness. You were careful. How could you suddenly die like this?" Their suspicions usually focus on 3 main points. The 3 main arguments. First argument: Li Keqiang enjoyed the best medical care in China, including a dedicated medical team and daily health checks. If he had heart disease, they argue, he would never have been allowed to do strenuous exercise, and even if an acute heart problem occurred, his medical team should have been able to save him. Second argument: they claim that myocardial infarction has a golden rescue window of up to 120 minutes, which should provide a high probability of survival. Third argument: they question why Li Keqiang was not sent to closer and more prestigious hospitals, such as Ruijin Hospital or Huashan Hospital's Pudong branch, but instead was taken to Shuguang Hospital, which is known for traditional Chinese medicine. They believe this decision delayed treatment and caused his death. Next, we'll address these points one by one and examine whether Li Keqiang was truly murdered. Before we begin, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support is my biggest motivation. How medical care for CCP leaders actually works. To understand this issue, we need to briefly explain how medical care for top CCP leaders is structured. The Chinese Communist Party has an institution called the Central Healthcare Committee, which coordinates medical care for party, state, and military leaders. The director is usually the head of the CCP General Office, while a Vice Minister of Health serves as Deputy Director. The committee's office is located within the Ministry of Health's Healthcare Bureau. Medical care is divided into 3 levels based on rank. Level 1. Reserved for Politburo Standing Committee members. Each leader has a 24-hour personal doctor working inside Zhongnanhai. Level 2. Doctors rotate and serve several leaders, conducting regular visits. Level 3. Leaders receive priority access to senior cadres' hospital wards and healthcare facilities. This includes academicians and prominent figures. What do these doctors actually do? For standing committee members, medical care consists of 2 teams, a full-time personal medical team, an external expert consultation team. The personal team includes doctors, nurses, and pharmacists, usually in a 1-to-1 doctor-to-nurse ratio, organized into small groups. These doctors are not all specialists. Many are trained in cardiology, respiratory medicine, neurology, or emergency care, but they function primarily as general practitioners. Their daily work includes monitoring blood pressure, heart rate, and temperature, observing lifestyle habits, keeping detailed health records, advising rest and preventive care. If they detect minor issues, they handle them directly. If they detect serious problems beyond their expertise, they immediately report upward and mobilize top experts nationwide. Their primary mission is prevention, not miraculous rescue. This is why their role is similar to that of modern family doctors. They must know a little about everything and respond immediately to any situation. As former Red Wall doctor Wang Minqing once said, the most important requirement for these doctors is comprehensive knowledge, especially when accompanying leaders abroad, where access to specialists is limited. The limits of the system. These doctors are not miracle workers. They cannot undo decades of accumulated health problems. Li Keqiang was only assigned a personal medical team after entering the Politburo Standing Committee. By then, his physical foundation had already deteriorated. As a youth, Li Keqiang suffered repeated illnesses. During his sent-down youth years, he once developed severe skin infections due to environmental conditions. At Peking University, Extreme academic pressure led to severe myocarditis, leaving him easily short of breath. Later, he developed diabetes. Under intense work pressure, combined with political pressure and emotional stress from Xi Jinping, his condition worsened. His liver and lung functions declined, and dark facial pigmentation was visible on television. In early 2010, media reports already noted that Li Keqiang needed medication to attend public events. After the 2015 two sessions, overseas media widely circulated reports suggesting he might not complete another term due to poor liver and lung function and diabetes. In 2019, while reading the government work report, Li Keqiang was visibly drenched in sweat, repeatedly wiping his face. These health problems accumulated over a lifetime. Personal doctors cannot fix them in a short period. Their strength lies in managing chronic illnesses like diabetes and preventing minor issues from worsening, not in defeating sudden lethal conditions. The medical reality of sudden cardiac arrest. Now let's address the claim about survival rates. Heart disease is not a single condition. There are more than a dozen different types, each with different mechanisms and outcomes. Even myocardial infarctions vary greatly. Some people die instantly, others experience chest pain and can seek medical help. This depends on which coronary artery is blocked. The left coronary artery supplies about 65% of the heart's blood flow. If it is blocked, the situation is far more dangerous. In Li Keqiang's case, the reported condition was sudden cardiac arrest, meaning the heart suddenly stopped beating. When cardiac arrest occurs, blood circulation stops instantly. The brain is deprived of oxygen. Survival time is measured in seconds. Global survival rates average around 10%, and every minute of delay reduces survival by 7 to 10%. After 10 minutes, irreversible brain death is likely. The true rescue window is 4 to 6 minutes, not 120 minutes. If cardiac arrest occurs during swimming, rescue is even harder. By the time the person is noticed, pulled from the water, and CPR begins, most of the golden window is already gone. China sees about 1.03 million cardiac arrest cases annually. Li Keqiang's history of myocarditis is one of the 5 major causes of cardiac arrest. Intense exercise and emotional stress are well-known triggers, especially in people with poor cardiac function. Why AEDs and hospitals could not save him. Emergency treatment outside hospitals is limited to CPR, artificial respiration, AED use. But AEDs only work for one specific type of cardiac arrest, ventricular fibrillation. They are useless for the other 3 types. Even the most advanced AEDs would likely have been ineffective. Why Shuguang Hospital? Why was Li Keqiang taken to Shuguang Hospital? Because in that moment the criteria were simple. Closest distance. Availability of cardiac specialists and equipment. Rujin Hospital's cardiology department is excellent, but it takes about 25 minutes to reach. Huashan Hospital's eastern branch is closer, but weaker than its main campus. Shuguang Hospital is not merely a traditional Chinese medicine hospital. It is a comprehensive hospital combining Chinese and Western medicine, ranked among Shanghai's top 10 comprehensive hospitals. Its cardiology department specializes in coronary disease and heart failure with complete emergency equipment. Most importantly, it was only 14 minutes away. In a crisis, staff cannot consult ChatGPT or debate options. They choose the nearest viable hospital. The political assassination theory. To believe Li Keqiang was assassinated, one must ignore CCP political culture. Since 1949, CCP power struggles have not involved elite assassinations. Mao Zedong's strategy was to destroy opponents politically and psychologically, not physically. After Mao, a rule emerged: no killing at the top. Even the Gang of Four were imprisoned, not executed. Zhao Ziyang was placed under house arrest but retained personal freedoms. Since the Jiang Zemin era, no punishment beyond imprisonment for standing committee members became an unspoken rule. Even under Xi Jinping, high-ranking officials were imprisoned, not executed. Even Ling Jihua avoided the death penalty. Only Lai Xiaomin, a much lower-ranking official, was executed. Assassinating Li Keqiang would bring Xi Jinping no benefit and massive risk. His wife Cheng Hong was present. Doctors, nurses, guards, and staff were present. Total secrecy would be impossible. If exposed, it would severely damage Xi's reputation and terrify other elites, threatening regime stability. Such an act would be recorded in history, something Xi cares deeply about. Even Peng Liyuan attended Li Keqiang's memorial service, likely out of genuine shock and sympathy, not hypocrisy. Xu Qiliang's case. Xu Qiliang collapsed while running, with his daughter and guards present. There were witnesses, so assassination theories are far weaker. People wonder why a former pilot died so young. But pilots' average lifespans are 10 years shorter than the general population, due to stress, radiation, and irregular schedules. Xu also faced immense pressure amid rocket force corruption scandals. Political stress plus intense exercise can trigger cardiac arrest. Politburo members also receive lower medical care than standing committee members. sharing doctors rather than having one-on-one care. Without immediate professional response, survival rates are not much higher than those of ordinary people. A broader pattern. In 2021, former Shanghai Mayor Yang Xiong also died suddenly after drinking. He received no special treatment and died of cardiac arrest. Even with VIP care, survival would have been unlikely. Before the laws of nature, elites and ordinary people are equal. Closing. In 2019, a viral advertisement claimed China's elite medical system could extend leaders' lives to 150 years. Reality proved otherwise. One leader with reformist instincts died at 68. Another, obsessed with imperial power, remains physically strong into his 70s. That may be history's cruel irony and the Chinese people's misfortune. That's all for today. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for your support.